Superman versus Fantastic Four. This is I don't know, what they're trying to paint as Barbenheimer 2.0. I don't understand why they keep trying to do this. I mean, I understand why. It's a marketing ploy to get both movies to be huge successes, but you can't replicate that. You know, Barbenheimer was an authentic sort of grassroots situation. It wasn't perpetuated by the studios. They just hopped on bandwagon. But yeah, Superman versus Fantastic Four. Superman currently has beaten Fantastic Four on advanced ticket sales. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with these two movies. I think for those that don't know, or kind of haven't looked into it anyway, fantastic. This isn't me being a DC or Marvel fanboy. I don't really care about either. But it's important to note that Fantastic Four as a property has never been hugely successful at the box office. People point to the box office numbers of the 20th Century Fox iterations. The first few, Jessica Alba, for instance, and they did good enough to warrant sequels, but they weren't powerhouses. And you've got to remember the budgets are not what they were, today. And adjusted for inflation, taking a look at it all, knowing full well that Disney doesn't have the second and third revenue streams, Fantastic Four is highly likely, not guaranteed, but highly likely to flop. Whereas Superman, as a property, is much more historically loved. Now that shouldn't be controversial. I don't understand what argument people could make against that, to be fair. Superman is more widely recognisable than the Fantastic Four are, especially outside of the West, for instance. So I thought we'd take a look at this, because this is an interesting article. And it just says, Superman beats Fantastic Four in first day advanced ticket sales as DC surges ahead of Marvel in summer superhero smackdown. So it's interesting. This is one of those things that I think people are watching, not necessarily with bated breath, but they are watching it just to see what happens. So hit subscribe, turn those bell notifications on. If you are a returning viewer, please do check that you're subscribed, or indeed if you're not yet subscribed, hit subscribe. It really does help the channel out, and I can't thank you enough for those that are doing that. So that out the way, let's take a look. And I will leave this article linked down below. It's a good article. But as it says here, James Gunn's Superman is flying high just hours after ticket sales launched, with official data from Fandango revealing that Amazon Prime early access screenings, because that's a thing now apparently. I didn't realise that was a thing, but that is a thing. Amazon Prime has an early access screening. Unusual. But they've outpaced all other ticket launches in 2025. Now, I will say, look, I don't think that's a massive stretch. I mean, look, what else has come out this year? Nothing, really. So it's not exactly like a hugely... It doesn't strike me as a massive bragging rights, does it? Oh, it's the best... It's outpaced everything this year. It's like, okay. Nothing's really come out this year, but okay. But that obviously does include Fantastic Four First Steps, which is important, because both of the studios here think and hope and need both of these movies to be box office hits. Blockbusters, actually. So it's a stunning early reversal of fortunes, as DC could be set to take the superhero box office throne away from Marvel after years of Disney dominance in the superhero genre. And that is true, but Marvel has seen flop after flop after flop outside of Deadpool and Wolverine, of course. You had The Marvels. That was an incredible bomb. You've had all of the TV shows that have not done particularly well. And then you had Captain America Brave New World. That bombed. Thunderbolts has arguably bombed. We don't know the final box office cum at this point, but it's not going to suddenly turn it around, is it, really? So these movies haven't been successful, and their shows haven't been successful either. And what have they got coming out next? Well, you have Ironheart. I don't think anyone cares about that. I think actually that's going to put people off as well. And then you've just got Fantastic Four, which again, historically speaking, doesn't have a huge track record of great box office success and dominance there. Whereas Superman does have a history of good box office, generally speaking. So yeah, Disney's sort of reign in the superhero box office could be over. So according to Fandango, The July 8th Amazon exclusive preview showings for Superman became the best first day ticket seller of the year, topping even early sales for Fantastic Four. The film's Amazon screenings are part of a partnership that gives Prime members early access to IMAX and 3D showings, a limited rollout that nonetheless racked up massive interest. It's not here though, is it? It's just in America. Yeah, big peens. So seats for these limited screenings are already filling up on ticket platforms, while comparable screenings for Fantastic Four are seeing noticeably less traction. So general tickets are now on sale. So it's not just the Amazon screenings, but full nationwide ticket sales for Superman opened yesterday, alongside the debut of the film's final trailer, which wasn't a bad trailer. I will say, though, not overly sure, ending it with this was particularly smart. I mean, what on earth is this dog shit? Like, seriously. I have so many questions, and everyone in the comments that goes, yeah, but this isn't CGI. They actually shot this. But yeah, well, that's shit then, isn't it? They shouldn't have shot this. This is arguably objectively terrible, and objectively looks awful. Like, look at this crap. Jesus, that looks terrible. Anyway, so yeah, that trailer. Anyway, so the trailer heavily showcases Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor and displayed several high-impact action moments, including our first look at the character many believed to be Ultraman, which is true. So the momentum for Superman isn't limited to just ticket metrics. In a recently released 2025 moviegoing trends and insight study, based on a survey of more than 5,000 moviegoers, Fandango listed Superman among the most anticipated films of the summer. A follow-up survey of 9,000 ticket buyers highlighted Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor as one of the most anticipated performances of the year, indicating the film's appeal stretches beyond its title character, which is true. Nicholas Holt does look great as Lex Luthor. I'm really, really keen to see his portrayal. So, Fandango, they reported strong advanced ticket sales for Fantastic Four. They did. Absolutely. In fact, it was one of the most top-performing pre-sales of 2025, but Superman has now blown past that, apparently. So, it's the #1 first-day ticket seller of the year. So, and I can't imagine anything's going to beat that this year. Like, what else is coming out this year that could possibly beat that on interest? I don't think there is. Yeah, I just can't see there being anything. And this isn't to say that it even deserves it. I just think there's nothing really. What else is coming out? Like, nothing. The two heavy hitters for this year were Fantastic Four and Superman's already beaten Fantastic Four. I don't think there'll be anything that beats Superman now on ticket pre-sales. So there's some early box office projections. They suggest 100 million plus opening domestic. In fact, actually between 155 to 175 million dollars just domestically, which is crazy to think. And I think that'd be good. I mean, even if it did 100 million opening, I mean, that would still be one of the top box office debuts of the year. So there you go, Superman versus Fantastic Four. Just using this article as a reference point, where do you think it's going to go? I have my money on Superman. Again, I mean, I'm no fanboy. Like, again, I will rip the absolute living piss out of stuff like this. This looks atrocious. This stuff here is bloody awful. I don't understand why they look at this. Look at this. Jesus. Like I said, that is so bad. That's a meme right there. There's a meme waiting to happen. Anyway, so I'm not being a fanboy. I don't care about either film, but I just think on the strength of its brand recognition, I think Superman will beat Fantastic Four. Leave your bets down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.